to the 2016 Great Debate.
Hi guys, my name is Joe Kearns. I'm the Vice President of Education for the Econ Association. We have a great topic in store for you tonight. The topic, of course, is illegal immigration, and we have two teams filled with great debaters for you.
Today on this beloved holiday of St. Patrick's Day, everyone wants to claim some sort of Irish heritage. Whether you're actually Irish or not, however, the fact is that almost everyone in this room today is a descendant of an immigrant. Many people incorrectly believe that if you support the immigration laws in the United States today, then you are anti-immigrant. Nothing could be further from the truth, and that is what we intend to prove today.
Well, first, I would like to thank the EA and thank all of you for coming out to this great debate. I would also like to thank our opponents for valiantly trying to make a losing argument, okay? I'm glad that Mandy brought up the fact that we are all Irish today. I wore my greenest possible shirt so that everyone could see. Unfortunately, what the other team is trying to do is paint a picture of legal immigrants, undocumented workers today, the exact same picture that was painted about Irish immigrants when they came to this country.
People, immigrants, like my great-grandparents from County Donegal, have come here for many different reasons. Some to practice the religion of their choosing, others to own land. Today, there is little argument about the importance of immigration within the history of this country. And cheap, low-skilled labor can be beneficial for some. However, illegal immigrant labor is in direct opposition to some of this country's most cherished values.
A pepper farm in Arizona was for hard regulation. That owner did not think that illegal immigrants should be there and that Americans should be working. And he found out, as soon as those workers left, he could not find them. So, wage suppression, right? He increased his wages. He still could not find any more workers. And in fact, that businesses ended up failing because he could not find any more pepper farmers.
And they help us through something called remittance payments. Now, remittance payments are when somebody sends money from the United States back to their countries of origin. And in this graphic up here, you can see the top three countries are Mexico, which is the biggest one, China, and India, which follow really closely by each other.
Jhonas talked a little bit about exports. This is good because illegal immigrants are a little bit like slave labor. Their wages are depressed. You're not giving them the right amount of conditions, the safest conditions, and you're giving them grueling hours. This is kind of like what happened in the Roman Empire in the South. Slave labor weakens nations by reducing exports, hindering technological innovation, and turning employers lazy, since they are virtually guaranteed a profit at a low cost.
Will and Jordan here, and practically everyone on stage here, have certain privileges by virtue of being born in this country that I don't. And I accept that, because that is the law. Illegal immigration is equivalent to a person ignoring that law and trying to take that privilege by force.
However, coinciding with that increase has been a 48% decline in both violent and property crimes across the United States. How does that support the opposition's argument that somehow an increase in illegal immigrants is correlated with an increase in crime? Because the data surely does not support that.
With that being said, migrant immigrants do not compete with our labor force. They complete it. They meet the demands for industries like agriculture, construction, and hospitality. Demands which are not being met by the more educated American labor force.
Further on that, and the last thing I want to talk about is retraining here in the job market here. There are victims of immigrations. The immigrants do displace workers, and this is particularly notable in economic downturns when business and investment are depressed. Displaced workers, like a 57-year-old janitor, perhaps, who spent his whole life in one industry, are you honestly going to expect him to just retrain and switch sectors because he's been crowded out by a lower wage by a foreigner? I don't think so. So in conclusion here, I just wanted to talk about agriculture is a small percentage of our economy, our GDP, and there's circular logic in they're taking our jobs thing. And think about Bob, my Uncle Bob, who is janitor for 50 years, and he doesn't have the skills or resources to retrain. He wants to retire soon. So, thank you.
I want you all to remember when you first came to Penn State. You said to the rest of the world, I believe in restoring and uniting this university. we will be asked to do the very same for this country when we graduate. We will inherit a $19 trillion deficit. Our minimum wage will be a fraction of what it was for our parents. We will see historical levels of wealth inequality. You see, finances are important to us, and illegal immigrants provide no relief to these burdens.
Illegal immigrants are 25% less likely to receive Medicaid from the government and 37% less likely to receive food stamps. Illegal immigrants don't have social security numbers. They are unable to receive benefits from the government.
And one particular program that I want to focus on is the Social Security program, to which undocumented immigrants have contributed in 2012 over $12 billion. And Social Security at this point is so important to the US economy because of the fact that the US has an aging population.
First of all, let's clear certain things out. FAIR Institute, FAIR, it's a think tank. It estimates that at state and local levels, illegal immigrants cost this economy $113 billion. That's a cost, it's not a benefit. And the tax contributions of the illegal immigrants is just $13 billion.
So Jhonas came here and talked about how remittance payments are an excellent example of an unexpected economic benefit to the US economy because of the fact that it increases net exports and it improves the financial market. Connor came up here and talked about how illegal immigrants are important to the labor force and how they don't compete, but they complete and complement it. And that is so important to bolstering our economic performance. And thirdly, I talked about how significantly illegal immigrants contribute towards benefits they don't even receive.
We have shown you that illegal immigration undercuts the American dream. It aggravates our fiscal crisis by adding billions of dollars in healthcare and education. It burdens our criminal justice system and the infrastructure of our public safety. I'll leave you this with a remark by Pulitzer Prize winner George Will. If those who wrote and ratified the 14th Amendment, which defines U.S. citizenship, had imagined these laws restricting immigration and had anticipated these huge waves of illegal immigration, is it truly reasonable to presume that they would have wanted to provide the reward of citizenship to these violators? I think not. Thank you.
I want to come to the great USA. The people are telling me to stay away. I'll pick your fruits and work for very cheap. I'm just trying to feed my family. I can lower your costs so it's easy to see. I'll be an asset your economy, yeah. But now, or maybe we better build a wall